Listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.
So that way I have more light on my face.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and non-binary, I'm your host, Dom, and this is my toy room, and this is also the BearatNight podcast. I have my esteemed 3 C's of Doom here to discuss the lifetime career of the living legend himself, the one and only, the Thugonomics himself, John Peacemaker Cena. You know, so and this is a top 10 list. So for this episode, we're gonna cut it in half because there's more of us. Usually it's just been 2 of us doing the top 10 stuff, but it's 4 of us right now. So we're gonna do it as, you know, do it 5 for right now for this episode. And then the following week we could give you the next 5. But this gives us time to, you know, chat a little bit more as we go along with these matches and go take a trip down memory lane. And all of us got a little belts to in commemoration of the legend himself. Don't
worry about me.
Okay, and the legend himself.
He never wore this belt, but this is my favorite belt.
Yeah, but it's still a beautiful belt. He never had this belt too, so hey.
Not yet.
Give it time.
But, you know, but yes. So this is the BearatNight podcast. So I got, like I said, I got 3 C's of Doom here. I got Charlie. I got,
yes, sir.
I got Chico.
What's going on?
And Mr. Geek Squire himself,
I am
Chochi,
here.
aka Brian.
Hold on, I feel underdressed. Hold one second.
Oh God.
What do you mean underdressed? What are you talking about?
There we go.
Oh my.
Ah.
Oh my.
There we go.
He's
There we go.
chain gang.
Yeah, there we
He's
go.
going for the chain gang.
There we go.
John Cena.
Yeah,
Thugonomics.
OG, 2005 original. This bitch is a 1X. I am quite hot and quite tight in this bitch right now. I was 225 when I got this shirt. I am 270. This is shocking that it's not ripping.
You've been holding your breath.
I need you to know I was dying in that hoodie.
Brian is the prime bitman here.
He's been ready to show this off the whole day.
He legit forced himself into that shirt.
Jesus.
Morrow ain't got nothing on me right now. No, he does. He has everything. That man.
Dude,
that man is a king.
the fact that you had that ready and you was dying in that hoodie right there.
Yes.
That's just commitment in itself. I am proud of you. That would have never been me. Like, matter of fact, it survived this long.
Yeah.
Like
I said, it is tight though. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
Right,
I'm gonna put you on to get some new wrestling attire a little later on. We might end up doing a plug at this point, an unofficial plug for a clothing company soon.
go
new gear.
Yeah, I
have this and the Bulldog one, which is my personal favorite.
Oh, I still have my Beware of Dog.
Yeah, I was
still
gonna
have
put
that too.
I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna put that one under this one. It's hot. No,
dude, no, I wouldn't advise you to do that. You would have passed out in 10 minutes through 10 minutes into the show. You would have passed out.
All right, match number 10.
So, all right. So our preparation, we just going over our preparation for this show, for this episode. You know, we had quite a bit of a time, but as we was getting to know about this preparation for everybody, like Chochi was the one that did his due diligence and his findings.
Yes.
So when it's your turn, you have the floor. I will give you that. You have the floor because you deserve it. You did the homework. You went above and beyond with your homework. And I commend you
I
about
have
that.
much else going on in my life, so like.
I feel you. So my take of the list is like, I didn't look up a lot of matches because I could just remember certain matches, like I think you just said it a little while ago, that stood out, and I remember right away, like, oh my god, it was this match. But it's more of the feuds, because somehow John Cena always had like the best feuds, and like I realized that through this whole time, like doing the research, like he's one of the guys that can actually gel with anybody in his feuds, and it always would be a good one, no matter if it's younger talent or older talent. Like even when he was younger, just like he could go with everybody. Like he's that perfect person that you could just like, oh, give him to John, put him with John.
It boils down to the fact that Cena has always been one of those workhorses, comes first one in, last one out. And that's the thing. Like I've always been a Cena fan for like the longest. Even just like at the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era, because he was the one that basically coined it. He's just always been that person that you see puts in the work. He comes in, does what he does best. Even so much so, like if you actually just listen to him, even on an interview that he does with anybody, it's just like you really see he's a hardworking individual, but you see how humble he can be and is a lot of the time, because you don't hear any scandals or anything crazy about him, because it's just like everyone says the same thing. He's such a likable person that overall he can do rivalries and do grudge matches and he can do all this stuff, and it still works.
I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, but I feel like everybody had their moments in their career, especially in the younger time frame. Oh, we all hear the stories about how like John Cena, like at certain time points,
Nexus 2010.
He knew he had some stroke in the game, so he was like, let me just use it a little bit to get my way, or to throw myself around, like to get my own stuff over, or whatever the case may be. But
we not even talk about that.
But at the same time, I feel like we all, like, even I watched an interview with Randy Orton, and even he said he did his share, dumb stuff, whatever. Like but you grow, you learn. But you grow and you learn and stuff. That's another lecture. We can go talk about somebody with a crazy career.
To go off the Nexus stuff in SummerSlam 2010. You got to give Cena this. At least he has cared to go back and say,
no, that's the thing.
Yeah, bad decision.
That is true.
If I could take that back, I would.
That's the thing. Like those, like he's knowing what his wrongs were at the time. Like because you grow up, you figure, you grow up, and he knows that, and he's like, so he does it. He'll admit now, I screwed up. That wasn't the right call. I understand that now and stuff. Like, but he gets that. I don't know if I'm correct, but I don't know why in my head, maybe it's one of those things that it's like you think that happened, but it didn't happen. But did he ever have a match with Sin Cara?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so I must be tripping. Okay. I don't know why.
I think they've been in 6-man tags.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they've ever been in like.
They were so far away from each other on the totem pole.
But for some reason, I just feel like I don't know. Maybe it's playing a video game.
And also, even so much so, like they were on separate brands, because when Sin Cara debuted, he was on SmackDown, and Cena's been on Raw since his draft back in
and I'm talking about the old Sin Cara, the
Raw draft. Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the old Sin Cara, the one that messed up a lot.
Yeah, Mystico.
The
OG Sin Cara.
Yeah, I was thinking, why do I kept thinking he had a match with Sin Cara for so long?
No.
Well, like, I don't know why.
Ran on WWE 12 a lot. Do you run Cena and Sin Cara a lot? And
I think that's what it was. I think it was what it was. I'm like, I know I saw him in a dark ring and he was wrestling, but I'm like, now you say like, yeah, that's probably me playing the game a lot. It's
a WWE 12 memory.
So yeah, for real. All right, so let's start off the first set of 5 for this episode. The top 10 list of John Cena. I'm gonna go last, so I'm gonna start with Charlie. You go first.
Cool. Yeah. Sound the trumpets. It's time to talk. It's time to go to work.
By the way, those little I missed those little GIFs or whatever, the little TikToks, whatever, where you think it's gonna be something else. It's like, it's John Cena.
That poor lady.
That original prank phone call, radio call is incredible. Yeah, I feel lucky. I feel great. It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else did this. I do want to start with an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
For no other reason other than just the entertainment value that I know I got out of this. I don't know how everybody felt about it, but the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania 36 with the Fiend. What a complete fever dream! That whole, it's not even a match; it's a segment. It's a mini movie, pretty much. You know what I mean?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, Charlie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
It's really funny you mentioned that because Cena recently did an interview, and I think it was with Chris. And he just said how much it was a treat working with Bray Wyatt. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you can never think of a time where he can say anything negative about anyone, even with his shortcomings. But he was just saying that how much fun the creative aspect of working with Bray was, because it's just like you have two children at heart that got to just come up with all these imaginative ideas, and the Funhouse match was one of those top things that he literally had commended Bray for. So it's just one of those things that I think, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, it was on my list of honorable mentions. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was on mine too.
You know, I was scrolling through his cage match, and seeing what was at the top of the list according to other cage match users, and I was just like, okay, that speaks to me. That's good. I agree. All these other things, and the Funhouse match is one of those matches that's up in the top. I'd say probably 15 or so. And I was like, because it's not a match. No, it's not a match like Lucha Underground wasn't a promotion. Lucha Underground was a TV show. This isn't a match. This is a horror scene. This is a short film, basically.
Yeah, true.
But I had to throw that one on there because seeing that almost live. I didn't watch WrestleMania 36 live, but I did go back and watch it within 24 hours. Completely just mind blown. What the hell did I just watch? Type stuff.
It really. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It really. That's the thing. A lot of people, even though it's during COVID, a lot of people said the same thing about WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
Especially considering one of the other top matches on that card was the Boneyard match.
Yeah.
Undertaker, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Great banger.
Yeah.
So
fantastic. Boneyard match is incredible.
Exactly. It just showed the level of creativity that was going on at the time. Somebody in the WWE kitchen was cooking. Yeah. And they hit chef kiss.
It makes me wonder, had the pandemic not happened and we got WrestleMania,
we would have got something completely different.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If we had gotten WrestleMania 36 at Raymond James the way we were supposed to in 2020, do we still have the Firefly Funhouse match?
Not like that. No.
Do we still have the Boneyard match?
It would have probably been like the Firefly match that Randy Orton had.
You think? Like the Inferno match?
No, not the Inferno match.
No, they had. They was in the house and everything.
The House of Horrors.
Yeah, it would have been that,
okay.
And it would have been like, this did not need to be on the card.
Either that, or I think like the ring side area would have been like propped out like crazy. It would have been gimmicked out. There would have been so much stuff.
That's the one thing I loved about that time for the WWE, and the fact that they were limited in what they could do because of the pandemic. But also it gives you that old school mentality. Like, we're limited. Yeah. But what do we have what do we have around that we could use? Like what? Like they were they had the opportunity to be in they can stay in Tampa, or they can use what they have at the warehouse for the WWE.
Yeah.
You have all this stuff here.
Yeah.
Like for the WWE, like you got history's worth of memorabilia and sets. That's a gold mine for somebody like Bray Wyatt and John Cena that could do. And like, keep it running.
So like during those sequences, like where you see flashes of Cena's past, it's like, holy crap! I
was so happy just to see the fist.
This is cooking gas right now. Like this is really interesting.
You know, you say that they were limited, and of course they were. It's the pandemic.
Yeah,
they're playing in front of nobody except for themselves. You know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were as equally unlimited because that WrestleMania was basically filmed in secret.
Right.
You know? Like we really don't know like what exact days those papers.
And you know the best thing about this, to think about it, they were limited to what they could do, but they also had the money of a billionaire.
Correct. Like, the thing also, like,
so they can fly to wherever they need to go on a private jet.
In a 12-month period, they rented out 3 buildings to tape, 4 months of television and pay-per-view at a time.
That's true.
But starting with also though, you really have to think though. It kind of pulled back the curtain where they had to really take it a step further and get way more creative, because look at the matches that we had. And I feel like this is a match that is very underappreciated just because of the circumstances, because there wasn't a large crowd. But I feel like it was an incredible match. And I know we're getting off subject, but I just want to briefly bring this up. Randy Orton versus Edge, Backlash, greatest wrestling match ever. Greatest wrestling match I've seen, even if it wasn't in front of a full sold out crowd. It was a great match. It was great time frame, content. It was just overall, it was just a banger of a match.
Yeah.
All right. So what was that? What was your number 10 though?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring it back around. You just mentioned Randy Orton. My number 10, John Cena match. I believe it's the best match he and Randy Orton ever had. And it's also one of the first ones that they ever had. SummerSlam 2007. This is it ends up being right at the tail end of Cena's God run. 380 days. He beats Edge at Unforgiven 06 in the TLC match to win the title back, and goes on this monster run, especially at the time. For 5 years at this point, Cena and Orton had been on opposite shows. Cena kind of being the chosen one for SmackDown, Orton seemingly being the chosen one for Raw. Cena ends up on Raw in 05.
Is that the one that Orton's like beating the shit out of Cena with a kendo stick?
No,
that ends up being a couple years later.
No,
okay.
The one that he's talking about is he just punted Cena's father in the head.
Yes,
this was when the rivalry
started.
Before,
hence Unforgiven.
Yeah. It's before Orton starts wearing black tape. That's how I remember these things. And I think Cena might have still been rocking the Beware of Dog shirt. I couldn't be wrong on that. SummerSlam 07 was the beach setup.
Okay,
if you remember that.
Was this the Marine version of him?
Yes.
He's still very marined out. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I like that. I still like that look though. That was a good.
It's a good look. Yeah, I believe he had camo shorts at the time.
That was a good look.
But Cena comes over to Raw in 05. Well, same draft. Orton goes to SmackDown. They're still not going to touch until eventually, Orton finds his way back over. I want to say in like 06, and they still don't touch. Basically for like another year until we get the SummerSlam match. As much as we got in that match over the next 7 years,
trust me, I know.
I still think that their first encounter was their best.
The best one.
And it's that SummerSlam 07 match. I remember because I was super Cena'd out at this point. Huge Cena guy.
It was a good match.
And
that was a great match.
And it was a good match. And Orton was finally getting over his like hump of like bad luck or you know, eating shit or whatever it was, because you know he didn't touch the world title for 3 years.
I think that was the times that he was getting suspended and all that stuff too.
Yeah, he was basically on this
wellness
whole
policies and stuff.
bad guy rap, and he was basically going through different scenarios and getting into.
He was a menace. He was a
Yeah,
menace.
he was basically being a
He
menace.
was a menace.
I
You know, taking a dump in people's bags.
Time.
So I guess you would say this was that time frame after he got into that altercation with Triple H after he became world champion, because he couldn't beat the one person that Triple H couldn't beat. And then after that, this is where like they kind of played into something inside him snapped.
Yeah.
So now he's just getting into all this trouble and all these.
It is like pre-Viper as you could get.
Right.
Like one of the last things Orton does, like before he becomes, you know, the Viper, the Apex Predator, you know, whatever.
And gets all the tattoos.
Yeah, and all the tattoos. I think it's like one of Orton's like last matches.
RVD.
Yeah.
I
remember this. That was like the time I saw a video of him smoking a cigarette, and it was just the way that Randy Orton was smoking a cigarette outside, and it was just like somebody called it. It was just like, what an asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, look how he's smoking a cigarette. You know he ain't shit.
Yeah,
like but that was it.
One of the last matches that Orton has, you know, before he gets double sleeves, and like
that was a good time frame.
I think it's honestly it's the best match still that they've ever had.
I might challenge you with that.
All right, let's get to Chochi.
That's my number 10, and yeah, let's I'll pass it over to
10. That was a good one.
So my number 10, and this went back and forth, but I felt this was appropriate to start with. My number 10 had to be John Cena versus it's the Big Show at WrestleMania 20, his first WrestleMania and his first title as in the US title. This will be the start of what we wouldn't know as a fucking run of a lifetime. Him celebrating the crowd, just him coming out in the New York Knicks shirt, just hyped up. The crowd was hyped. Him getting, because he already teased it at Survivor Series when he was on Team Angle against Team Lesnar. Him Big Show with the chain, getting him up for the FU. Did the same thing here. Got the 1, 2, 3 new US champ, and it ushered in with what would be a new era for the WWE.
It's like a solid 13-year run that he goes. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's a great match, but I think this is a match that's very significant.
It's a milestone.
It's a very, and you're gonna see it a lot on my list. This is a match that's very significant to John Cena's career. Without question, props to the Big Show of saying like Cena's probably the easiest person to carry me. Like, man, it's freakishly strong. Like I'm on a Cadillac with him.
Is it me, or is it just like when they need to get a top guy over to get him to the next level? You gonna call it a Big Show?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like you have
you call it a Big Show.
He's like 6'6", almost 500 pounds. Like, you can't do anything better than a basic modern day Andre the Giant.
Yeah, and I don't want to like
if you're trying to bring someone over, like even so much so if you're trying to show a new powerhouse. What makes more sense than using your tank superstar to put him over?
And I don't want to like
that person for decades.
I don't want to like go off on a tangent real quick, but with Big Show, with Paul White, the way he looks and how athletic he was, there's no reason why this company shouldn't have made him like God King, world beater, undefeated for like 5 years, world champion. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like they definitely, and I agree with Charlie. Like, they definitely dropped the ball with both the Big Show and Mark Henry. In a lot of degrees.
I think it also comes out because even Big Show said himself, those after WCW, he was just fucking around. Like, that's why he had to go back down to OVW. Because his weight ballooned. Yeah. But there was a point. I want to say either when he came back bald or right when he beat Lesnar, there was like a time frame. You could have had him be your, like, he should have been with, like, you would think
he
your
should have been a multiple-time world champion,
right?
But he should have had more than what he has, like 4 world titles.
Yeah, but let's not forget the era he was also in. You had Lesnar, you had Benoit, you had Angle, you had Triple H, you had Triple H, you had Shawn Michaels, who just came back, you had
The Rock,
or the American Badass.
You had Taker. There was
Stone Cold.
I mean, he left 4 times.
No, he was around, because I remember like the first time I seen Big Show.
I'm talking like 2002.
Oh, okay.
Well, even still, pretty much like Paul White was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because he was never gonna, for some reason, he was never gonna be the top guy. Because no matter what era he was in, he had Austin and Rock, or he had Angle and Lesnar, or he had Triple H and Cena, or he had Orton and Edge, or he had
Orton
this
and
guy
Punk,
and this guy,
Orton and Rock.
He had
Cena and Rock.
Matter of fact, no, when they had took him off TV, sent him down to OVW to lose weight and get better. He was in that class. He was happy to see the class of the new crop of people coming in, of like Batista and Brock and everything. He's like, wait, hold the fuck up. This is what's coming up after me?
I got
shit
together.
Like
my shit right.
Shelton Benjamin, you got all these these names that were gonna be bigger later on.
Yeah, he's looking
that
at
were coming
Lesnar
up like at the same time while he's just hanging out, in OVW.
At Lesnar and Batista, and he's like, these guys are up next.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, look at Batista at the time, like that motherfucker. Oh shit.
We keep getting sidetracked. We keep going through tangents. We gotta keep it going.
This is why I said. You'll have a 2-part. But
2-parter.
All right, what's yours?
So I'd have to say, for me, and now before I go further, for me this was kind of like literally entertainment wise for the crowd, or different factor, storyline, etc. So my number 10 choice is Cena versus CM Punk live on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 contenders match to face The Rock at WrestleMania.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. Great one. Because not only was it great story wise, after the fact that we just dealt with the whole Summer of Punk, the SummerSlam match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Like there was so much in this storyline. So then Cena decides, I'm going to put my number 1 contendership up. If you really think you're the one to face The Rock, then you're going to beat me and you're going to move on. The match was entertaining. Moveset was not stale, because we saw moves that were like, wait, those were banned, or we've never seen that before in a while. And the finish was actually pretty entertaining, because dude pulled out a standing Hurricane Rana on Punk and then went into an attitude adjustment. So that was pretty epic, and which set the stage for the WrestleMania match, the rematch between The Rock and Cena at WrestleMania. So I have to say that was my 10 choice, because that was a banger of a match.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, we speed it up. My honorable mention, right quick. The very first moment I saw John Cena was when he showed up to start the Ruthless Aggression with Kurt Angle.
Cena
just the young guy showing up with the shorts and the weird ass ugly haircut.
The prototype. The
prototype.
He's still prototyped out.
And literally thought, this dude looks weird. And then he slapped the hell out of fucking Kurt Angle, and then that was it. That was how he started. But my number 10 match would have to be, honestly, because this showed me that John Cena knows how to work, with other people that's new and stuff like that, and know how to get people over just by being like him doing his job, right? And that's him versus Sami Zayn on Sami Zayn's debut match on Raw. And Sami Zayn hurt himself. His first match his first debut match in the WWE on the WWE main roster. And yet he still killed it in the match. They did a hell of a job. It was on Raw. This is on a freaking Raw match.
Yeah.
Like this could have easily been a pay-per-view type of match style, but still to this day, still burns my head of how good of a match that was and how good of a John Cena was to put that man over. So he didn't have to. He could have did a squash match. He could have did anything, but he put that. They went a long match. They did a good. I think about a 15-minute match or something like that. 20.
I think it was like a 20-minute match.
Yeah, and it was just like it was balls to the walls. Like he killed it. Like everybody. I think both people got went over because it just showed how good John Cena is of a vet. Like he's how willing right now. He learned from the past. Let me learn to get these new guys over because this is the future. I'm not going to always be here, but this is the new guy that's going to be here for later on. And we see that now where John is not around no more, but Sammy is around, carrying it around, doing this thing. So he did right at the beginning, at that point, and that's the start right there. So that was my number 10.
That US Open title run is gold.
Yeah.
I was
about to say the same thing. Yeah,
that was the thing that he was saying. It was just something. It was a opening for him to be able to introduce new talent like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Cesaro, who and also even just those superstars that were in a rut that WWE didn't know what to do with.
Zack Ryder, ever.
Unfortunately, or Cody Rhodes at the time, who was Stardust.
You know what? Let me not talk about Stardust. Stardust is cool to me. I like Stardust.
That thing was fire, but everything else was just
the man was funny. He has a funny quips in there.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
it was just weird. No.
Beyond that, so that was my number 10. Number nine. Let's go, Charlie.
Yeah. First of all, the U.S. Title Open Challenge run in 2015, some of the best stuff Cena could have possibly done, especially at that time. But yeah, my number 9. We're gonna go to what is visually one of my favorite arenas, venues, however you want to see it. It's the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City.
I know you ain't with it.
It's ECW One Night Stand 2006.
You did it
against Rob
Van Dam. That was the open.
Damn.
Unfortunately,
that was on my list too.
On my list of honorable mentions.
That's not even my honorable mention. That was
that was a banger, and the conclusion
that was my number 7.
For one of the greatest rivalries in WWE history. Whew.
If everybody, especially nowadays WWE, coming out of the pandemic, smelling like roses with the bloodline angle, everyone wants to talk about how a masterclass, and this segment was fantastic, and this match was great for this reason. The 2,700 people, 25, however many people were in the Hammerstein Ballroom that night, ate John Cena alive in this match. This man was not going to be able to do anything to make that New York pro ECW crowd give a damn about him. The finish to the Punk match in 2013 where he busts out a Hurricanrana. You just talked about it, Chico. If he does that in Manhattan against RVD, those fans aren't going to give a damn.
You ain't shit.
You still cannot wrestle.
That's the thing. We've heard Cena head into hostile crowds, and one is the most infamous of hostile crowds is that crowd that he's talking about. Because guaranteed, you can't wrestle. He pulls that up, you still can't wrestle.
I don't think there is a more hostile crowd.
That
anybody has ever wrestled.
In 2006.
That's up there because those
he hits a move, you still can't wrestle.
those Toronto fans They loved some Adam
Canadian?
Copeland.
So you put anytime you get a group of ECW fans together, and they can be very well John Cena fans any other day of the week. But it's something about you put them hugs in a Hammerstein ballroom, and they're like, "Wait, you're an ECW guy? Oh, I'm an ECW guy. Well, you don't like John Cena? Well, today I don't.
I don't like John Cena tonight."
Yeah.
Just from the start, these guys don't even touch yet, and Cena's going through all of his pre-match rituals. He takes the shirt off.
And he goes back at him.
He goes to throw it in the crowd, and within a minute, and the camera doesn't even catch it the first time because they weren't expecting it. Whoever catches it off to the stage left, that person throws it right back. And Cena's like, okay, he's not deterred. He's got nerves of steel. He's like, all right, cool. He grabs it, wads it back up, throws it back to the crowd, hard cam side. And the one dude, we all know the dude, grabs his shirt, is standing up on his seat, wipes his ass with the shirt, throws it back to him, gives him the double bird, and says, F you.
And one
before
of those
the
wild,
match even starts.
And
these people don't let up on this guy for the next 20 minutes.
Gotta love it.
One that was wild, and I had to double check the stat. That is only their second one-on-one match.
That's insane.
Yeah, they only had two.
They had two, that match and a match in 2004, and then you had the triple threat with Edge involved.
Yes.
That's
only
insane.
had, before One Night Stand, one match.
Yeah.
They could have ran a house show loop with that match.
Well, I think at the time I was
mean?
watching a thing with RVD. I think he was having some stuff going on with him, which permitted him.
He was burnt out.
Yeah, that.
He had
and
knee injury, and he was just burnt out.
And he had what is it? He got arrested, DUI.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, a week or whatever, Vince is like, you losing that belt.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to have no more heat and stuff on him at the time.
He would have had a decent run if it hadn't been for that.
Absolutely.
That's happened.
Like he wins that match. Van Dam wins that match. Finally wins the world title. First world title he ever wins. And then he gets
ECW
handed a second world title because he's also the new ECW champion to this new rebrand.
Yep.
So he's rocking both of them. Double belts right now.
He's literally high on life.
Exactly. Nobody's flying higher than Rob Van Dam right now.
Yeah,
until he gets pulled over on the Jersey Turnpike or whatever it was, 4th of July weekend with Sabu. And he gets to TV that Monday and is like, hey, pal, you're dropping the belt. Oh, you're dropping the other belt tomorrow night as well. And you're going to be suspended for 30 days.
Yep. And you are never getting anywhere.
And you are not sniffing those belts ever again. And then he's gone by April of 07, May of 07, whatever it was.
Yeah, like literally right after Mania.
Yeah.
Well, he came back like 2013.
But he never does I guess that was a run. But he never has a real run. He 3 years later he goes to TNA and kind of gets a run back. But it wasn't the same.
Unfortunately, it's just you see certain superstars, they don't reach a certain level of popularity that they had before. And we've seen this with many superstars. You see superstars actually leave WWE, go elsewhere, and things go well for them. But then you have other superstars where things were going well for them. Something happens where it's either creative disagreements with creative or whatever the case may be. They go somewhere else, and it's not going well for them anywhere else. One example, and I love this guy, and we're getting off topic, I know. Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson. He's not as hot as he was when he left Mania after WrestleMania 30. He's not as hot. I don't know what he's doing over at AEW. It just feels like he's fizzling out. And this whole title versus career match, I just feel like that's his last grasp.
Oh, yeah.
opposite, but that is another video for another day.
time.
Yeah, this
All right,
this
so Chochi,
Sunday
what's
is going
your,
to be a very bittersweet birthday for me because one of my favorite wrestlers of all time will be having his last match when Brian wrestles Swerve. It'll be very bittersweet on my birthday, but hey, I hope he had the time of his life.
I doubt it.
I think he. God damn.
Anyway,
He's not going nowhere.
What's your number 9?
I'm just saying. I don't believe him. He's not going nowhere. He's not retiring.
Squire, number 9.
Yep, number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9.
Never say never.
This is on an episode of SmackDown, September 11th, 2003. Does anyone know that date of SmackDown? By the silence, I'm going to go with no. It is possibly the greatest parking lot brawl in the history of WWE.
Oh.
John Cena versus
Eddie
Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, and
parking lot for the U.S. title.
I forgot.
That was on my list, actually.
It is such a fun fucking.
Did you say 2023?
2003.
2003.
Oh, see, that's what threw me off. I'm like 2023. What happened in 2023? I got lost
last year.
You said 2023.
But
that's what
this match, because I have it saved, is first off, it starts with Cena, just like, I can do whatever, dog. I can bash his head in, huh? Where you at, Guerrero? And then you come back from that segment to him rapping, none of which will fly today. None of which.
Oh, you mean to tell me there might be some
in the window
racial overtones?
There might be a lot of. I can't say a lot of what he did. He might have been bouncing up and down. I can't. We're gonna keep going. My man Eddie comes in a low rider Dodge Ram, which first off didn't see that coming. And this match, from beginning to end, is just entertainment. Many suplexes on windshield. Many people getting thrown to a windshield.
Yep.
Even though they're getting thrown through glass, no blood. And I was actually like, I thought this was a bloodier match, but it wasn't. Okay. Cena getting windshield wiper fluid in his face and hit with wipers. Eddie getting locked in the trunk. And pulling out the cigarette lighter and getting John the chair.
That's a good spot.
But one of my favorite moments, and I forgot about it, was Eddie going straight 80s cop style and sliding over the roof of a car to go after John. I don't know why, but I had that on a loop for a good 30 seconds of just going back because, like,
he couldn't wait to do that himself.
He wanted to do that so bad.
I was cracking the fuck up because Eddie. First off, he did it in one leap and just rolled over it like it was nothing. Then he said he got the rearview mirror and just like, I don't know what he said, but like say cheese and like got him with, it was top to bottom a fucking hilarious physical. It was really physical. You had JBL there. You had young Orlando Jones. Like he wasn't really doing much, but he was there.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy, version 1. It was. I still say to this day, this is the best parking lot brawl.
That's right, and it was great to get that in the game too.
When was the last time they did a parking lot brawl?
Oh no, they did another one with JBL and John Cena because I saw that match.
No, but like recently.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was like
we haven't had one in years.
No,
actually no. Wait,
I lied. Randy Orton, Wade Barrett.
Yeah. Well, I think
it was one with Big E
or after that.
It was something happened with Big E, or
hold on.
Was it Big E Sheamus?
It might be that. Do we count Edge versus Orton during that WrestleMania? Because they also fought in the parking lot.
That was Last Man Standing.
That was the last.
Never mind.
That was also the longest match ever.
Yeah. That was
Never mind, kids. Never mind. Your boy.
Yeah. I will say about the parking lot brawl. I think that might have been my first like proper exposure to Cena because the way my television setup was, I didn't watch SmackDown. I didn't like watch SmackDown regularly until about 05 or so. So like I had missed the rise of Cena but I remember catching on an episode of Velocity like that week.
You saw the recap.
They recapped the parking lot brawl, and I think that was like my initial like proper exposure to Cena for the first time.
Gotcha.
Gotta love Velocity, boy. I tell you.
Okay.
All right,
I miss Heat Velocity so bad, man.
What's yours, Chico?
My number 9, again, going off of just like entertainment story with everything. Cena versus The Rock rematch, WrestleMania 29 WWE Championship. Great match, back and forth. They did a hell of a match, even though during the match, The Rock suffered either a quad injury or was it his shoulder?
I was gonna say he blew his whole stomach out or something.
Blew out either his arm or his leg or something.
The pec was tore.
Okay,
almost like Cody Rhodes, but like his shit was
so it was a pectoral tricep injury.
Yeah.
So that was a very entertaining match. Storyline was great because you had that whole year of redemption after everything that was going on. They highlighted his feud with Lesnar, his personal life, all that other stuff. It just literally set a story for rags to riches, Cinderella Man style type storytelling that you really didn't see too much at the time in WWE. And I feel like WrestleMania 29 was a very, very good year in general for storytelling at WrestleMania because you had a lot of matches that were actually pretty entertaining to watch. CM Punk versus The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. So you had a lot of good matches in that card that had a lot of storytelling. But I feel like this was definitely a good match in the back and forth. Story ending for the cap for WrestleMania, it just made sense. It was pretty good.
Okay. Sure. All right, so mine's right quick. Try to speed it up a little bit. John Cena versus Kevin Owens at Battlegrounds for the U.S. title.
Hell yeah.
That was my honorable mention at number 11.
Yeah, that's another honorable mention.
That was a great match. That's when I actually started to really like Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I didn't understand Kevin Owens until that moment. Like I saw the first match that came into the scene, whatever, but that was the match where I was like, oh, I get this guy. I get him now.
Me and Charlie spent many hours talking about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Because there was months before Kevin Owens even came to NXT, and I saw he had a Kevin Owens show that he was talking to other wrestlers and stuff. I will catch that a little bit, but I just didn't understand or get him. I didn't understand the look of him. I didn't know. So, and I was like, why did people like him so much? It did not match.
For a guy like Kevin Owens, if people didn't know, I'll say this much: putting him in like a 3-match program off the rip with a guy that everyone of the fan base knows,
puts him over.
Yeah,
puts him over.
Even in the losses, I mean, Owens still got over.
So it basically and again, I feel like this was a match that was addressed to that in an interview. It was basically a 50-50 match, but the thing is, you have this young, and that's where his feud with Kevin Owens, NXT champion, US champion, it was to really highlight the ability of this young superstar to be able to go toe-to-toe with one of the considered greatest in the industry today and be able to match him move for move.
And then also you got to look at too the looks that they typically look for wrestlers like Vince McMahon look for. Vince McMahon like the guys that look like a John Cena, those type of guys. But Kevin Owens didn't look like that.
That for the look like
Kevin Owens. That's what I understood more at that time. Like when I watched that match, like he's me. Like he's everyone. He's the everyman guy.
He's an everyman.
He's the Mick Foley. He's the Dusty Rhodes.
Yep.
He's like he doesn't look like the clean cut pretty boy, whatever. He's an average guy, but knows how to kick ass. He likes to fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can clearly see him at Walmart tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and chop it up with him.
You're gonna see him at your local zoo because Kevin Owens is a big zoo guy. You know?
Yeah. Even just someone of his size and his stature being able to move in the ring like a lightweight, a high flyer is very impressive.
He's the only one that could get away with wearing N1 shorts to the ring.
Kevin Owens still, to this day, is the only guy to get away with wearing the indie trash bag.
The only one to this day.
To this day.
So the next match, where we got this is
great in-ring ability, MJF fast talk.
Yeah, my number eight, and we're gonna start double dipping because my number 8 is Monday Night Raw from February 25th, 2013. The CM Punk match for the number 1 contendership to go to face The Rock at WrestleMania 29. It's the Power Driver match. It's the Cena Carano match.
Your hands too small. Your hands too short. The box of God.
Don't get me started because that little bit of promo action that we got between Rock and Punk,
fire that year.
To this day, I will still quote, "Your arms are just too short to box with God."
I want a record though. Samoa Joe said it first. Samoa Joe said it first. He said it first on a TNA broadcast when he kicked Mac Morgan in the balls. He grabbed the steel chair and said, "Your arms are just too short." Slammed the steel chair, the box with God, and smacked him with the chair.
That makes sense knowing how Punk and Joe are very.
Yeah. And it's all about context and how you say it and how you go use it. Exactly. You know, that's all.
It's the number 1 contender match. You know, this is the closest that we're ever going to get to Punk and Cena in a WrestleMania match.
This is the thing, though. Even better, like the fact that this match was so entertaining, and like it gets a lot of clout because it actually was featured in a movie. This match was actually featured in a movie. The Hangover.
Was it?
It was.
Is this Hangover like what, 3?
The first one, the original. Really? If you go back and watch the movie, you will see the chick in the pawn shop is watching that match.
That's incredible. I had no idea.
Did the first Hangover come out like 2007 though, or am I tripping?
No.
Am I
bugging? I have no idea.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. It was the Hangover 3.
Okay.
It was the last one.
That's incredible. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't watch Hangover 3 because I got pissed off at Hangover 2. But this is the closest thing that we were going to get and now will ever get. I guess never say never to seeing Punk and Cena at a WrestleMania match. It should have been the WrestleMania 29 match.
We might get them at a PLE soon.
That's what I'm saying. Never say never.
But it might not be WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember watching that match live. I loved it. It was fantastic. Number 8 for me.
Number 8.
Squire.
What you got, Chochi?
So my number 8.
John Cena versus midgets.
that would be something. This might be a controversial take I'm about to have. Because this is.
Is it controversial or is it polarizing?
It might be polarizing. Because this is the only WrestleMania match I have on my list for John. And that's only because all the other matches I think are just that much better than his Mania matches. But number 8, WrestleMania 22. John
Cena Triple H.
Yeah.
Good one.
The start of the You Can't Wrestle. First off, you have Triple H coming out, King of Kings, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, that's Conan. Yeah.
John coming in straight up mobster with a little Tommy gun, and it was weird because like.
Wait. Fun fact. CM Punk was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. And he was on camera. He was on camera.
Like I literally was watching. I recorded it off a pay-per-view because I was poor, and
I was poor.
And I remember.
Wait, how poor were you if you got it on pay-per-view?
Who sells on pay-per-view?
Did
Hey, Les.
you have the black box?
Shh, let's not give everything away. I don't know who watching this. Let's not give everything away. Anyways, I
It was almost
remember
20 years ago. I think the statute of limitations is over.
you might be right, but I still don't trust that. I dead ass I was in my grandmother's living room watching it, hyped as hell. Had my VHS recording, and I had just discovered Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. So like, I'm literally in my living room. I'm like watching the match. I'm also going through this magazine, and they just so happen to have a feature of Punk. And I look up and I see him like look at the crowd. I went, oh my! I was what 17, 16. I'm like, oh.
Before we go any further, do you really? I hate to date ourselves at this point, but you do realize he said VHS, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Actually, I didn't catch that you had said that.
For all the young ones that may be listening to this podcast, a VHS is a machine that you put a tape in.
Don't worry.
Slides in, and it's also filled with like this ribbon called film.
See, I wasn't even going to bring it up. I heard what he said.
No. Don't worry. I got you. I got you.
That is a VHS.
Chicago Bulls, all three, they first three championships on VHS, sealed, baby. CBS. I still got it. I still got all three
That's
of them.
incredible.
Well, damn.
That's awesome.
Never doubt my Chicago love, even though I never been.
All right, so you're number 8. Yo, son, can't do this guy.
You are further from Chicago than I am.
I know.
He's a Chicago kid, never been to Chicago a day in his life. Oh my god!
I got 3 Bulls tapes. I got the Bears shirt. I got the Cubs banner. I ain't never walked a foot.
I can't wait for you to actually go to Chicago and realize I don't want to be here no more.
Soon as I walk in, pop. Ooh, it's vibing stage.
How long have the Saints been down in New Orleans?
Oh God, 19. Fuck, 60. Fuck, it's a long time. Before my time. Before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's eye.
So I'm noticing
I was just gonna double check
here. For some reason, a lot of my choices are part of his title reigns. But number 8, this was a great match. And I don't know if a lot of people remember it, but this was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio to sell for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm sorry, I hate everybody. He mentioned Alberto was in. I was never a fan.
Alberto Del Rio is, and I get
talk about polarizing.
This is controversial just because I will say this. He is a great technical wrestler. He's a great in-mat technician. However, I do not approve or support any of the things that he did after his release from WWE.
Let me tell you, he don't have to do anything. He just sucked to me. I just never liked his look. I never liked his look. I didn't like his finisher. The only thing I liked about him was Ricardo.
Everybody liked Ricardo.
A great in-ring competitor just because he was a great grappler and he was a great mat technician.
I'll play devil advocate to be on Chico's side. Oh God, I feel nasty just saying it. He is a legitimate MMA. He was a legitimate MMA fighter. He was a solid mid to upper mid card in-ring ability. Did he have flaws in the ring? He made some mistakes. Grant, professional wrestling is not bad. Like we've all said this before. No one's gonna be perfect.
You know what?
Single night. That being said, this is still the Alberto Del Rio collegiate. I could never do what you could do, dog in the ring. Not gonna deny that. I just did leg day at the gym. My legs are hurting, but you're a professional wrestler, and you did just beat Nick Nemeth for some reason for the AAA title. For some reason, with there's so many. You know what? I'm not gonna get into that. That's another video for another day.
So yours was John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio for your number 8. Got it.
It was good back and forth. Like I said, he's a great in-ring technician. John Cena just came back from injury, earned number 1 contendership. It was just a great match to watch overall. Pretty entertaining to watch. And yeah, so I thought it was a really good match. And it also opened the door for, I believe he started feuding with Randy Orton again right after. So
yeah, that's what led to the unifying of the titles.
So mine will be real fast. Will be John Cena versus AJ Styles.
Okay,
that would be
2017.
Yeah, because John Cena was the WWE guy.
That was my
AJ
number
Styles
2.
was the guy for TNA.
That was my number 2. So I'll say that.
Yeah, AJ was the TNA guy, and he's like, it was really show and prove. Like, can he hang with the big dogs? And it showed that he could do well above hanging with the big dogs over there at WWE, because he did a phenomenal job. Wasn't even trying. He did such a phenomenal job working with John Cena, like it just killing it the whole way, and they had a good chemistry together. Surprisingly, because he was a different type of competitor. He never had nobody like him before, and yet they really gel well. It was a win-win for everybody, honestly, with that match. So we're going down from number 8. So now we're at number 7.
We are an hour in.
As I'm looking at the time, like, look at to this number 7. This is why I said I'm splitting this. This is why I'm splitting this. This is why I knew this was gonna happen.
What's your 7?
Lucky number 7 for me. We're gonna go back to 2007. We're gonna go to the beginning of the year. We're still in the middle of Cena's crazy run at this point, and he's wrestling. Well, he's fighting the Samoan Bulldozer.
Oh my God!
Who somehow, after all these years, I love that so many people still have admiration towards Eddie Fatu, because
Umaga was an incredible in-ring talent. He had
Umaga ruled, man.
He had charisma. He didn't speak anything, but had an in-ring charisma about him that was just second to none.
Before we go too crazy, do y'all still remember the segment with Umaga and Great Khali yelling at each other backstage, and Shane McMahon walks in? Worst prom date ever, and they both just stare at him, because that's peak comedy.
I also remember the segment where Umaga shot on Steve-O and Chris Pontius from Jackass.
That was a great time, because I wasn't a fan of either one of them back then, so it was a great time for me.
Yeah, so Umaga was just an incredible in-ring talent, and I just feel like they did not appreciate him to the degree that they should have up until his passing. Because he was only an Intercontinental Champion. He should have been multiple time singles champion, at least a world champion once. But
he could have. He could have, and yeah, he probably should have.
He should have, but it just it just shows the mark that he made in the wrestling community, and even just so much so on his current family member or his current bloodline that's in the WWE now. In Solo Sikoa, who every day pays homage
basically his namesake.
So
we have
Charlie. Is this the match where he throws the steel steps at his fucking head?
Yes, it is. It's also the finish where Cena takes the top rope.
It's not the cage match, right? No, that's probably Lashley.
Yeah, that's Lashley.
The
finish to the Rumble Last Man Standing match. The top rope gets taken off at some point, and Cena locks Umaga up in the STF and is using the ring rope
to choke him out.
To choke out Umaga, because there was no other way to take out the big guy. I will say, in 2006, 2007, the foreign Samoan Savage gimmick that they had for Umaga, super outdated. But at the same time, props to Eddie for still being able to pull that off.
He made it work. He did
make it work.
He's the only one that kind of thing make that work.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else.
And
like Jamal can make that work. I don't think any of the Usos could have made that work if they had been there. I think he's the only person.
I still wish that 3-minute warning had a fucking belt.
I was going to say, I wish we could have gotten a 3-minute warning reunion before Umaga got let go, before Rosie got let go.
I never 400-pound man in all FUBU.
Man,
Nippa in Timberlands. Oh my God!
The only time I could remember
out like
so
crazy.
Much, the only time that I could remember so much drip was when Rikishi was in that full-on balloon.
You mean the fat wear?
He had a full-on drip. He had that fat boy drip.
The only person that could have matched Rikishi or 3-minute warning was 2005 Batista. That's the only person. That's the only person, dog.
But my number 7, Cena and Umaga. We see a different side of Cena. We see Umaga have the chance to like be a top guy. It's just unfortunate, Maybe a case of wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I think
we'll never know, unfortunately.
Yeah, Chochi, what you got?
All right. Speaking of a match, we see a different side. A couple of years before that match, we saw a different side of Mr. Cena when he went against someone I actually named earlier in an I Quit match, or as I like to call it, the John Cena will never lose this match. John Cena versus JBL at the Great American Bash, I believe it was, and is the infamous
It was Judgment Day 05.
Was it Judgment? It was Judgment Day.
Yes, sir.
I've been thinking
yes, sir.
JBL versus.
That was my. I hate to say it, but that was my number 1 pick.
Wow. Really?
That was my number 1.
Okay.
That match lives rent free up here.
I remember seeing only the photos from this match because I, at the time, did not have stable internet, so I wasn't able to watch it.
In 2005, I don't think anybody had stable internet.
So I had to wait until midnight to go on WWE.com to watch either clips or photos, and the first thing I see is John Cena on the front page holding the old WWE Championship and his title covered in blood, and I'm going, what the hell happened? And I finally got to watch the match like at school a couple of days later. Shout out to my boy Terrence for hooking your boy up with that match. And watching it and going, did he just pull an exhaust off a truck? And JBL just going, no, I quit, I'm good. Nah, you got it. That match was physical. Because of course you're working with JBL. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get some snug shots.
Some of Cena's work with JBL was some of the best that can be said. JBL was definitely one of those top individuals that brought the best out of Cena. I feel like if he hadn't faced JBL the number of times he did, he would not have reached the level that he did.
Yeah.
Bradshaw was like the perfect guy for Cena to take the belt off of.
Even later in JBL's career, when they kind of did run it back a bit, like you have Cena who's evolved as well. JBL who's on the tail end of his career, but still somehow hanging in there with these young bucks. But this match, everything that led up to it, first him being him at WrestleMania, JBL, his cabinet jumping him, getting him arrested again. John got more cases being in jail than I ain't ever seen in my life.
Don't forget he also got stabbed.
I was about to say that.
By Jesus. But
Yes.
we never saw again after he
Greatest
after
squash
him.
match in wrestling history.
We never
Greatest squash
saw
match
him again. I forgot. I knew his name, but I forgot about him. But APL.
Okay, hold on. All right, so who's already did theirs?
So my
Chico
number 7.
next.
My number 7 is again Cena returning from injury in his town of Boston versus the only Y2J for the World Heavyweight Championship, Survivor Series 2008.
Okay.
Good match, banger of a match, a lot of back and forth. And this was around the time Chris Jericho was within the transition of I'm the best in the world at what I do.
The old country for old men.
Best heel work. Story wise, it was very entertaining. Yeah, it was just an overall really good match. Really good.
I love it. Mine would be...
don't get to see him do a lot of runs with Jericho,
Which is interesting.
Definitely one of one of their better runs, one of their better matches.
Mine would be number 7.
Yeah, number 7.
John Cena versus Edge.
Unforgiven 2006.
No, just anytime they got in the ring.
You gotta pick. No, you gotta pick one.
Dude, I looked through. I realized there's 2 people that I love their matches with, like John Cena,
Edge, and Randy Orton.
Yeah, man.
They never have a bad match.
They got so many matches together, but there's
they had 2. I watched,
but the Edge. Well, the thing is, I think it was for the belt. Because it was just, I think he won the.
So the one that he's talking
the Money
about,
in the Bank.
So
the cash in
or
the Rumble match.
Hold on,
so, no. So basically, this is the preface to that match because it was Unforgiven 2006. The preface to the match was Edge had just cashed in at New Year's resolution to become his first WWE championship. So it literally
Cena won it back at the Royal Rumble, right?
He won it back at the Royal Rumble, then ended up getting screwed out of the title again. So there was a lot of back and forth. Then led to SummerSlam where he got screwed. And then finally leading to the caveat that Cena was going to head to SmackDown. But before he decided to leave, he was going to face Edge one more time for the WWE Championship. But Edge had to choose the location and the stipulation. So Edge chose Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Unforgiven, in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. A match that Cena never had at the time, and a match that Edge, up until then, never.
So the reason why I chose John and Edge, any match, because at that time frame, right, you had guys that was on their way out, and you had guys just coming in. John and Edge has been there for a little while. Edge more than John, but at the same time, Edge is coming out as a solo competitor now. More, he's not doing a tag team no more. He's trying to get looked at as this guy, as a new guy.
He finally has something to sink his teeth into.
Yeah. So you get to have a chance where you have both of these guys trying to prove themselves. Because they're like, you got to think about it. This is a time frame where they're looking for the next Triple H, the next Rock feud type of thing. And to me, Edge and Shawn was that Rock and Edge. That Rock and Triple H feud, that IC championship match type feud type of thing.
I wouldn't say Rock Triple H. I would.
No. I was talking about because they're trying to prove themselves. So they're in that area of like where those guys are leaving. The older guys are leaving. We're here now. We want to get looked at more. And Edge is like proving himself to be like he's starting to get to the rated R superstar. He wasn't the rated R superstar yet, but he's still getting to that point where he's like, okay, I'm here. And then John is like, okay, I got you. We're gonna have this great ass feud. And they put each other over so well. and had the banger of the matches. It was just like it worked perfectly. So now you get a chance that, now they're both legends. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like
and time, Chico, go.
I feel like at this time, I wouldn't even say it's not Rock Trip. This time, this was the all feud. This is literally Rock Stone Cold level feud.
To a sense, yeah, I agree with that.
Of that time frame, this was the bar to set the goal.
Well, I say that because they were mid card still, like not mid card, but
that's the thing. Though,
you still had Triple H around.
Right, that's the thing, though. I don't think they were mid card. I felt like at this point, they were the top card.
I
because
100%
even
agree.
Triple H at that point was starting to flounder. This was the feud that everyone was like literally zeroed in on.
This is 2006. Triple H had just reformed DX with
Yeah.
Shawn.
Yeah. In the middle of the Cena Edge stuff.
Yeah, so they had taken a step back to have Cena and Edge step up.
Yeah.
But this also, and I just want to say quick, that was my number 6, John Cena vs. Edge, TLC 2006, just to get it out the way. Before we continue, who was Cena's greatest rival, Orton or Edge?
Edge, bar none. Like they had way better matches together than Cena.
Edge, Chico.
I would say Randy.
Okay.
It would be Randy.
I would say Randy.
I say Edge.
Randy.
That's damn. So
the only reason why I say Randy is because of the fact that he did things with Randy that he didn't do with Edge. And their rivalry goes a lot deeper than Edge and Cena's, because there was a point where their rivalry was put on hold for a hot minute, and then come around WrestleMania 24 into WrestleMania 25, the 25th anniversary, was when it picked up a bit, but then it dwindled off again after Backlash, and then he had that whole feud with Big Show, and then they sent him to Raw, and then I think that was that whole piece.
My counter is that infamous promo with John and Edge on SmackDown, and Edge I hate you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know. No, I hate you. Hate's a strong word. I hate
you.
I hate your shirt.
I hate your shirts. I hate your music. I hate C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for. And I agree. That opened the door for their last standing match at Backlash.
But when you say that though, at the same time, when I saw their matches compared to Randy, Edge is like, I hate you because I want your spot. I want your spot. I want you to be gone. I want to take your spot. This is what I want. But with Randy, it's like, I'm going to eat your family. I'm going to take everything from you. I'm going to eat everybody. I'm going to kill everybody and burn your house down.
This is how I see them. John is the top guy, but Randy's going to be that top guy, but he will do whatever it takes.
God damn it. If injuries
whatever means necessary.
I swear to God, if they can let you have a gun, Randy Orton would have shot some people.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I will give this to the Orton feuds, the on again, off again feud. Hey, look, Edge did walk into John Cena's father's home and slap him in the face. Orton ups the ante a year later and pulls him over the barricade and
kicks his head.
Does not hesitate and puts John Fabulous's head into the 14th row with that punt kick to end that show.
Talking about
Randy kicked his head.
Randy said, it says John's dad, Randy, pull his ass over the ref. Pull his ass over the railing, Randy. Pull his head off, Randy. So
there you go. So me personally, at the time, Edge and Cena were that Rock and Stone Cold.
Sure.
But if we really want to go over a body of work, Randy is definitely Cena's greatest rival. Personally, if they were to go at it at Cena's last WrestleMania for a championship,
sure, yeah.
Where are you? Where are we right now?
We are on number 6.
All right, 6
with his number 7 being pretty much the entire Cena Edge feud, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Chochi, you just hit us with your number 6 being the TLC match with Edge.
That was gonna be my number 6. So you can skip me.
Oh,
We'll go ahead and just keep this train rolling since we've spent enough time talking about Edge and Cena. My number 6 is the TLC match between Edge and John Cena at Unforgiven 06. It's a fantastic match.
It really is
a fantastic match. It's a great match. The FU off the top of the ladder through the double tables. Edge being basically choked out for a couple of seconds from the STF in the ladder. Ridiculous. Edge talking about how like Cena basically didn't know his own strength and didn't know he choked him out. And according to Edge,
I can believe that.
Edge doesn't come to until he's about to get battering rammed with the ladder directly into the forehead. So it's a fantastic match. Cena and Edge spend a good portion of 2006 feuding, especially after the cash in. They had probably 7 or 8 matches, like big time title matches, either against each other or in a triple threat. Triple H, Rob Van Dam.
I had the number. The number of matches it has actually staggeringly low overall.
Like, okay, what about in 06 specifically?
06, I think it was. They had a number of matches all together from the start of that rivalry till their final match. Their final one-on-one was in 2010, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was 57 total matches.
57. Is that on the house show loop and on TV?
I think it was just TV. I don't know if it counted the house show loop.
Sure.
But can I just say this? Wrestlers are some phenomenal sport athletes.
Yeah.
Because the amount of stories, just think about it, the amount of stories of them having a concussion or getting choked out or whatever, and somehow still waking up within the same match.
Yeah.
Usually it'd be the normal person be like, they be out for like a few hours or whatever.
Slightly off topic.
They always in the same match and still be able to do what they need to finish.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's crazy. That's why someone don't remember having their matches these days.
Taker gets the concussion, the big concussion at WrestleMania 30. Right.
Yeah.
5 minutes into the Brock Lesnar match. That match goes on for like another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Taker doesn't remember a damn thing that's happening in that match.
The same thing happened to The Miz when he faced Cena at WrestleMania 27.
Yeah. At least in Miz's case, that happens at the end, basically, closer to the end of that match.
She said it happened around he said it actually happened around the 15-minute mark of the match.
Sure.
So mid-match, he's kind of...
He's already, Oh, yeah, because I remember the spot.
So it's like... I think it's like with them, it's just like the fact that they're able to like still call matches, even though they're like half out of it or whatever.
Is insane.
Oh, just by just muscle memory, or whatever. It's just like it's a testament to how like one of my friends just the other day, he was like, it's fake, right? And I was like, I'll kill you. You like you just don't understand. And it's like you don't get other sports athletes that would be concussed or like have a whole like pass out and they don't finish the game. They don't finish their sport. They're gone in the back.
Mm-hmm.
They take it to the back. No, wrestlers, they're still there. And they're still carrying on the show. They still got to finish. That's one thing I love about the sport of wrestling.
It's fantastic. But yeah, my number 6 is Cena and Edge and TLC. Choji's number 6 was Cena and Edge TLC. So Chico, let's get to your number 6.
My number 6 pick, and ironically, because we were just talking about their rivalry, Randy Orton versus John Cena, bragging rights for the WWE Championship, the Our Iron Man match. This match had everything and then some. It had normal in-ring wrestling to last man standing type feel, falls count anywhere type feel, like even just a crazy mishap with the pyro. Like it had everything and then some.
Mishap? He tried to blow him up. What do you mean mishap? That motherfucker was going like he was trying to kill him. What do you mean? I only say that because I just watched the match Sunday.
Orton became a keyboard cat. in that particular moment.
What did I tell you? He
No,
was
I said
trying
that-
to kill the man.
I said that intentionally to get his reaction because I knew he was going to blow up.
Damn it! I've been baited.
Like,
Yeah, so we had literally everything and then some, and even just to the fact like it was kind of one of those nail biter photo finishes because we even saw interference from Legacy at the time, who was Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, who were under a stable with Randy Orton. We saw everything, but the aspect of the photo finish being like the last 30 seconds and Cena gets the last pinfall needed to win, literally was just kind of like one of those storybook chapter close, putting this rivalry on the shelf. Because before I was either gonna do this one or I was gonna do John Cena versus Randy Orton at Breaking Point 2007 for the
2009.
WWE Championship at an I Quit match.
Yeah,
Because that match was crazy.
Yeah.
But I felt the Iron Man match was more appropriate.
Yeah, that was a 3-month period where they ran Cena and Orton 4 times in a row on pay-per-view. SummerSlam, Breaking Point, Hell in a Cell, and Bracken.
Charlie was a very happy man.
So basically, the backstory was Orton had just formed Legacy, and you had three different instances where Legacy had gotten involved. Leading up to SummerSlam, where a DiBiase family member got involved, and that
Brett.
So,
I remember that it was Brett DiBiase.
I forgot he existed. Is he alive?
I think he sells cars.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he sells cars or something now. So, which led to Mr.
Why is there a
McMahon saying-
mugshot? Why is it the first picture?
So which one are you talking about?
Brett DiBiase.
It should be because the DiBiase family got like caught in a money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same scheme as like Brett Favre in Mississippi?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like that was all.
Wait, it gets worse. He pled guilty to the thing in 2020 for the welfare, but in March 2023, he also pleaded guilty in a federal court for conspiracy to defraud the United States government.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's on all
I'm
fours.
pretty sure it's the same thing as like the Brett Favre thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on all fours at Club Fed now.
Damn. This took a turn.
Holy
Dom, what's your number 6?
This took a turn.
Hezo.
Oh no. Oh no.
Everybody got a price.
You know what, Chico? You on your way.
In jail,
You next Lenny Bruce.
You will have to speak from Jesus.
Yeah, they keep my spot in hell one.
Oh shit.
Mine will be number 6. The first encounter between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. This is when like John Cena just started to get over.
Okay.
And
03.
this is when he debuted to show Brock Lesnar, I ain't nothing to fuck with. I got you. I know I got your number. I'm on your same level. That's when he debuted the FU.
Yep.
That's the moment, wasn't it?
I think it was Big Show. I'm not sure.
I think it was Rikishi. He hit the
Rikishi
on Rikishi first.
Yeah, Rikishi might have been the first one to take the FU. Yeah.
Shit, Rikishi was the first one to take the freaking one of the first ones to take the
like the F5. Yeah.
The F5 too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I'll always remember.
Look, the fat tools. This time's a flat circle. It always goes back to him.
I'll always remember the Word Life DVD that they made for Cena around that time. It basically like chronicled the entire
Dr. I remember that
gimmick of like all of his rap battles on TV and all of that.
But with
like,
the fans and shit too.
Yeah, and it was leading up to that Brock match at Backlash 03. I'll always remember fee fi fo fum. Oh damn, my brain went numb. Damn, I'm dumb. Like I'll always remember that. And when the FU gets coined,
because at that moment, I forgot what John Cena's finisher was, But even at the time, I was like, I don't know, John Cena. I don't know, but
he had the Protoplex at first.
It might have been the Protoplex, yeah.
The not the overdrive. What was it? That fisherman suplex thing, but he like twists his body to the side. Like he would throw his body to the side.
Oh, yeah.
But 2003,
it was like a modified fisherman suplex or something.
Yeah, but it was 2003. He would debut.
Because
adjustment on Rikishi.
He did that. And then that was when he debuted the FU. And I remember when he did the STFU was the debut against Benoit. Because he had the crossface killer.
No,
the crippler crossface.
It was,
I could swear it was against
STFU was during
submissions match.
No, it was against Kurt Angle. Because
it was Kurt Angle.
It was a submission match, and he was in a match against Davari, and that's when he debuted the STFU. Look at me, I'm like the professor in this whole all of a sudden.
Well, you should. You should. You got the shirt.
Yeah.
You gotta absorb. You better absorb all the knowledge from it.
When I'm rhyming or spitting, my discipline is unforgiving. Got you back.
Hold on. We might get
flagged.
Right.
You guys know where I got my shirt and all my gear. This is unofficial, but definitely check out extremewrestlingshirts.com because they will literally hook you up. They go up to 5X and they literally have so many different sizes and styles, even like the old school stuff. So definitely check them out. Again, it's extremewrestlingshirts.com. That's where I got my stuff from. So
shameless. Really go to that plug right there. Go to that plug right there. Hopefully we get a sponsorship, something. That'd be great.
So, Squire, you can get yourself a couple new shirts instead of trying to force yourself into that one anymore.
Look, it's not really much of a force, but it is trying to come off my body. So,
well, if you lift your arm up,
yes,
I can. Shockingly, I can lift my arm, and my belly don't come out. But it's all upper body that
if you have to, if you this is this other test. If you had to pick something up, right? How far will your shirt ride up when you pick?
Oh, you're seeing belly button.
You go see belly button. You go see some butt crack. You lift it, go there, pin over.
See, I make sure my pants are not high, but at least you ain't gonna see crack. I'm not gonna have a plumber's crack. No one wants to see that right now. No one wants to see that. I'm not gonna stand up. I'm not gonna get us demonetized. Okay, I'm not gonna do that to us. All right. I'm not Jay Washington. I don't have an OnlyFans, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
You gotta know the limits of your shirt. If it's too small, you gotta know what you can do and what you can't do.
If I do this,
I got double extremewrestlingshirts.com.
If I got double arms up and I'm starting to get some wind, it's over. I'm throwing the whole shirt away.
Exactly.
Word! They got the
so we got number 6. So what we're gonna do is we'll stop here. And we're going to see you guys next week with the next 5 on the list and finish it out of the John Cena top 10. You got Chochi, you got Chico, you got Charlie, and I'm just Dom. See, it's like remember what was it, the Spirit Squad? Yeah. Danny, Tommy, Kyle.
Benny, Johnny, Mitch, Nikki, Mikey. Yeah.
And then you just got Kyle.
That was always the funny part. Yeah, it was Kenny, Johnny, Mitch, Nikki, and Mikey. Yeah.
It was funny as hell. So, all right, so we go see you guys next week with the next ending of the 5 list. And let's see who's going to be our number 1. You know what I'm saying? So follow the links all down below and all that good stuff. And bear it all, be yourself. This is the BearatNight podcast. John Cena top 10 dedication list. We out. See you next week.
What a fine speech.
Fine speech.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's not a promo, kid. You're going to have to learn to cut one.
Listening to BearatNight Podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.